The 12 most walkable suburban towns in the greater Philadelphia area. In the greater Philadelphia area, we are very fortunate to have a ton of walkable suburban towns so you can get out of city life, away from that city wage tax, and into a place where you feel good about having some walkability, but also a little bit of elbow room. So before I get started, if you get some value out of this video, if you like what you hear, do us a favor, subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, because we're going to keep this information coming so you can get a better feel for the place we call home, the greater Philadelphia area. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about each one, and then we'll unpack it. And if you got questions, again, drop a comment, or better yet, schedule a call with our team and we can walk you through how to target properties in those areas. So the first most walkable town that I find that might be one of the most popular is in Delaware County. It's the borough of Media. So this is called everybody's hometown. It's been home to people like Harry Callis, the late great Phillies announcer, Wanda Sykes, you may know her from Curb Your Enthusiasm, and it's got sidewalks. It's got tons of restaurants, tons of cafes. They've got live music there. They have State Street, which is like that downtown strip everybody wants. You also have a Main Street trolley, shops, theaters, and access to the regional SEPTA rail lines, which get you right into the city if that's what you want. So you've got all the local amenities there. In terms of the homes available, they've got smaller single-family homes like capes and ranchers. You got bigger estate homes on some of the avenues there on 6th, 7th Avenue, and you've got twins and row homes as well, and even some new construction. So if you're looking for a very walkable area, Media comes to mind first and foremost, especially in Delaware County. There's some great places like the Iron Hill Brewery, Pinocchio's Pizza, Brick and Brew. The Townhouse in Media is a great place where our team's had our holiday party a few years in a row because it's that awesome. And there's many more than that. So Media comes to mind as the #1 most walkable Delaware County town. Now, if you look at Chester County, immediately what comes to mind is Westchester Borough. It's got a 94 walk score. What that means is that based on the walkability of the neighborhood, of the town, of the borough, 100's the most walkable, 0's the least walkable. This is right at the top of the list. Westchester has a couple different things happening. You've got Westchester University there, so if you want to go watch a football game on a Saturday, people do that all the time. You've got amazing local businesses that have been there forever. Carlino's Market, Pietro's Prime, all right downtown. It's home to the courthouse and the Justice Center, which have brought a lot of jobs to Westchester Borough. You've got all these things happening in Westchester, as well as a ton of live local music. You've got the Jumbo Slice pizza place downtown, which is one of my kids' favorites. You have the Santa Polar Express in the wintertime, and this is all right in Westchester Borough. And the cool thing about Westchester Borough is there are 65 different restaurants, bars, and cafes that you can go to. That's a ton of places to go, and this is right in the heart of Chester County. It's one of the bigger towns in Chester County, super, super walkable, and again, it's close to a lot of major roadways if you need to get where you need to go. Look at like Route 202. You can get to I-95 pretty quickly. Route 1, Westchester Borough, a lot of walkability, a lot of places to go, and one of the most sought-after local walkable towns in Chester County. #3 is going to be a place where I lived for a while, Ardmore, down in Montgomery County on the main line. And in Ardmore, it's a little smaller than Media and Westchester. The town is much smaller. It's part of a township. It's not its own municipality like Westchester and Media are. And in Ardmore, the biggest attraction they have there to me is, one, the regional rail line. Again, that's such a big amenity. From the Ardmore station, not only can you get right to New York on an Amtrak line, literally not get off the train, which is pretty cool, you also can get to downtown Philadelphia in about 20 minutes. It would take you way more than that to drive. It costs way more to drive and park, and you're right downtown by Suburban Station, 30th Street Station, or Market East. So that's a real major plus of being in Ardmore. You also have Suburban Square. So Suburban Square is the oldest outdoor mall in the country. It was developed a long time ago. You've got the Ardmore Farmers Market there. So if you want kind of like a mini renting terminal, and I say mini renting terminal for a reason, it's got a lot of the same vendors. You got Stoltfus, Seafood Place, the Bruno Brothers. They're all right there. You also have a lot of great shopping. They have a Lifetime Fitness, very walkable. You've got restaurants all throughout Suburban Square. You've got a lot of great shopping there as well. There's a Gap in there. I mean, stuff that people need and they want to go to without having to drive to the King of Prussia Mall or somewhere else. So not only do you have shopping, local amenities like that in Ardmore, you also have the Ardmore Music Hall, where the Red Hot Chili Peppers played early in their career. There is a history of folks that have broken their careers at the Ardmore Music Hall. It used to be a bar, it came back to the Ardmore Music Hall, and there's a lot of great acts there that come through all the time. Most recently, they had George Clinton and the P-Funk All-Stars there. It's a great local spot to check out, and you've got a nice line of restaurants right along Route 30. You have the Ripplewood Cafe, which is right next to the Ardmore Music Hall. You've got DePaul's Table in the old bank building right by the train station, and you have Tired Hands Brewing, which is another major attraction. This is all right in Ardmore, all very walkable, and again, you've got an array of single-family homes, townhomes, twins. There's a lot of options there, and you're very close to the city. Super, super walkable, and a great place if you want to tap into the main line and some of those other amenities. Some of the other walkable towns, you got Phoenixville Borough, right? So Phoenixville Borough is home to Blobfest. If you don't know what the Blobfest is, if you've ever seen the movie The Blob, it was filmed at the Colonial Theater right in downtown Phoenixville on Bridge Street. And Phoenixville is an area that's developed tremendously. I grew up right outside Phoenixville, know it really well. And if you look at the borough, what it was like 20, 30 years ago compared to now, it is pretty incredible. You've got the largest amount of microbreweries in the smallest radius in the country right on Bridge Street. You've got another Iron Hill Brewery. I think they get the trend of moving to downtown places. And you've got a lot of great developments inside and outside Phoenixville where there's been new single-family homes, new townhomes, and your classic old historic twins. And it's right in Chester County. You're also very close to Valley Forge Park and can tap into King of Prussia pretty easily, and it's very walkable. All of these places I'm talking about, they've got sidewalks. They've got off-street parking, and they have places where you can walk around with your family if that's what you want to do. You want to walk and grab a bite to eat. That's the idea behind the most walkable suburban neighborhoods. Besides Phoenixville, Conshohocken. Conshohocken kind of looks like a city right now. It's pretty amazing what they've done with some of the development there. They just built a new hotel, West and Main. It's built in an old firehouse right in downtown Conshohocken. It's very close to the Great American Brew Pub, which is a staple there. And you've got the Hook and Ladder Sky Bar, which is an amazing restaurant with indoor and outdoor space built right on top of the old fire hall there, right when you come into town. You've got the Marriott there if you need to stay out of town. It's a great hotel as well. And you've got a lot of smaller restaurants that are right there, very critically acclaimed stuff. And you can tap into West Conshohocken right across the road. And the thing about Conshohocken is not only does it have sidewalks, super walkable, a wide array of housing, singles, twins, townhomes, older, newer. You've also got some really cool events. They do the 4th of July fireworks. You got the St. Patrick's Day parade. There's a lot of local community events right in Conshohocken Borough, and you're right by 476 in the Turnpike. So super walkable and super convenient. Some of the other places, we're going to go through these a little faster. You've got Jenkintown in Montgomery County. If you've ever seen the Goldbergs on ABC, that's where this is filmed. And you have access to the train in Jenkintown. My family lives not too far from there. My uncle took the train in and out from Jenkintown all the time when he worked downtown, so it made his life a lot easier instead of dealing with that drive to Philadelphia. You've got the town square, outdoor concerts, lots of sidewalks, lots of restaurants, and they've seen a real redevelopment of Jenkintown over the past 10, 15 years. It's pretty amazing what's happened there, and that's right on the northern edge of the city of Philadelphia. You've got Lansdale, a little further out in Montgomery County. Access to Marymead Farms. You wouldn't think a place with an access to a farm like that is going to be walkable, but it is. It's got lots of sidewalks. You've got wineries, distilleries, breweries all over Lansdale. Another place you want to check out if you're looking for a walkable neighborhood. Kennett Square. This is another example of you're seeing these towns that are further away from the city become developed because they've got the downtown infrastructure, and now you're seeing commercial businesses come into them. Kennett Square has exploded in the past 10 to 15 years. You got the Mushroom Festival that happens. Kennett Square actually existed before the Declaration of Independence was even signed, and it's considered the mushroom capital. It's got a very historic feel to it. There's 507 buildings that are historically protected in Kennett Square, and you got places like Victory and Tallulah's right downtown, which are some great restaurants and places to go grab a bite to eat, and it's bustling State Street. So again, Lansdale, Kennett Square, a little further away. You're more in the country, but you still have that walkability. So if you're really valuing land space and elbow room and you like the country feel, you're going to find that more in Lansdale and Kennett Square than some of the other places that we talked about. Wayne, downtown Wayne, right? On the main line. North Wayne Avenue is one of the most happening spots in the suburbs. You got places like the Goat's Beard, a separate Great American Pub, Teresa's next door. That's just a few of them, and these are places that are staples in the local community. You're literally right by the train station on North Wayne Avenue, and you've got a ton of shopping up and down Lancaster Avenue there, and you've even gotten a movie theater. That's another great walkable area you want to check out that's located in Radnor Township. All of these places, they have a vibrant nightlife where you can go out, grab a bite, feel like you're somewhere else, and only be a couple minutes from your house. And that's really what people want in these walkable neighborhoods. There's parks surrounding a lot of them, whether they're smaller parks, larger parks, doesn't matter. And lastly, the final most walkable place you want to check out is going to be Narberth Borough. Narberth is, again, another example of an older borough that's been developed. They're actually redeveloping the area right by the regional rail line. You've got a movie theater in Narberth as well. They used to have they still have the Charles Dickens Festival there, which is pretty cool around the holidays. And there's a lot of great local businesses there that you can go support. So obviously we covered a lot here in all the walkable places that are in these suburban towns right outside the city of Philadelphia. So if you got questions about this, schedule a call with our team. And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, give us a like. We're here to help guide you through these walkable areas so you can understand the greater Philadelphia area a heck of a lot better.